Hey guys, it's Jacora's here with my first ever PVM video. I decided to make it on Vorkath as I've just surpassed over 700 kills recently, and I thought this might be helpful to some new players that are trying to make some money. Vorkath becomes available as a monster that you can come and slay anytime after the Dragon Slayer 2 quest, and you may feel a little broke after you beat Dragon Slayer 2 if Galvet kicked your butt a few times. I know he did for me. I've lost about 1.5 million, so if you want to start making some money quick, Vorkath is almost a surefire answer with the kills averaging around 150k per kill with all the stuff you can sell that get from the drops. So initially to start, I want to go over some of the gear that you might want to have, and initially what I started out with was a setup that looks similar to this. It is going to be slow and you probably will be only getting 1 kill per trip. But even to a new player, the amount of money it drops can be really helpful and just building up your cash stack to be working towards better gear progression. So I started out in something like this with the Blessed hide, boots, chaps, body, and coif. You'll have this shield from Dragon Slayer 1 as you might remember. And you can wield this Dragon Hunter bow, or not the Dragon Hunter bow, the Dragon Crossbow at level 64 range. So this is pretty accessible to a lot of the newer / mid-level players. You got your Barrow's gloves from recipe I can't say it. Recipe for disaster, not recipe from disaster. Your Aver's accumulator, so you are going to be losing some of these bolts. And you'll want to start out with the Ruby Dragon Bolts E. You'll also want to bring Diamond Dragon Bolts E. The Archer's Ring is also another really good thing to have. So this would be a good setup to start out with. Now, as you progress with money and things like that, oh, and I also didn't mention the amulet. This amulet here is called the Salve Amulet. It's been imbued at Nightmare Zone, and you get this amulet available to you after you complete the Haunted Mine quest. So if you've been on the quest progression, you should have a lot of these items already, and it's going to help you out a lot when you come to Vorkath. If you want to do a little bit higher upgrade of gear, you can swap your top and bottom to Carol's. And if you are on a blue dragon's task, this dragon will count as a blue dragon. It's going to be a very long, slow dragon task if you're at a lower level with lower gear. But again, it's very profitable if you don't mind grinding it for a couple hours. If you are on Slayer task but you're not running the Salve Amulet, the helm will provide a bonus. But basically the bonus is not, you will either want the Slayer helm or the imbued salve, but having both isn't going to make it any better. So if you have the Slayer helm, you could either do, your best helm plus the Salve Amulet, or you could do your Slayer helm and wear something like Amulet of Fury or even Amulet of Glory if that's all that you have currently. You'll also want to have a Slayer staff, which can be purchased from any of the Slayer masters. It's pretty affordable. This is going to help you out when Vorkath does its undead spawn attack. It's like a little scorpion looking creature that it spits out. You're going to use crumble undead on this to kill it. And it's one of those, when you're new, that's the one that'll get you the most. That one and the fireball, which you all remember from Galvet. Progressing further in the game, if you like pest control, I hated pest control and I only did it so I could run top with people. You can work towards getting the Elite Void set here. This is going to be your best in slot for Vorkath, with the Void Ranger helm, the top, the bottom, and the gloves. And this is going to work well. Mine is from the Leagues 3 right now, so that's why it looks a little bit different. That's why it's teal, but it's exactly the same as regular Elite Void, just a little bit different cosmetically. You can get a wonderful drop from this boss called the Skeletal Visage, which can be used to make this, the Dragonfire Ward. This is going to be your best in slot shield. And once you get a few kills here at Vorkath, you have the opportunity to earn a Vorkath head, which can be used to make the upgraded backpack. This is called the Ava's Assembler, and that can be done back in Draenor where you made the initial one. You have to use the head, and there's a couple other requirements for that. So if you don't know what all of that is, I always recommend checking the wiki. It has a lot of great information on there. Again, you want your Elite Void gloves instead of Barrow's gloves if you have your Void set. Now, here's the other really big, wonderful upgrade that costs a lot of money, but I will say it is well worth it. And I think right now with Raids 3 out, the cost of it has actually gone down quite a bit. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. Oh, this is a dragon crossbow. I almost just had a heart attack. That would be so sad. I was gonna say it's less than 1 million. No, it was around 90 million when I bought it. Let's see. Let's try again with the dragon hunter crossbow. So this has gone down significantly. I paid probably 96 mil for this, I think. So it's down to 68 mil. It's a deal. So I'd say, you know, that sounds like a lot to a new player. This was my first major upgrade except for the VGS, and I highly recommend it. It's going to let you get 2, 3, 4 kill chips as your range level increases. I will say that when I initially started farming Vorkath for money, my levels were around 79 range, 78 defense, 77 strength, and 80 attack. So I had 76 magic as well. So it is doable in the 70s. A little bit higher on your range is going to help out with the kill times. We can go a little bit faster. And so that's just a brief overview of the gear. So let's talk about getting here, because you might not remember how to get here if it's been a little while. If you're going to be consistently farming Vorkath, I recommend making a house teleport over to, I want to say, I always confuse the Isles, so don't let me misspeak here. I'm going to make my gear and I'm going to gear up for a trip here, so that way you can see what this actually looks like in action. So I don't know if you guys are like me, but I love to have my tags in Moonlight here. I make a tag for all the bosses just about. Vorkath's no different. I'm going to wear this. And I'm going to put all this away. And then I set up my inventory this way. You may see that this rune pouch looks a little weird. This is from the new raids, which I want to let you guys know, by the way. I stream on Twitch, usually Monday through Friday. And I'm running people through entry level on Wednesday nights. You're welcome to message me or join my Discord, and we'll set up a time to go together. Because it's a lot of fun, and anybody can really do it. I mean, is anybody going to be consistently farming like the high level drops? Maybe not. You know, it's going to help with better gear, better levels. But if you want to go check it out, I'm always down to go check it out with somebody for the first time. But we can get a thread from that raid that will let you have 4 runes in your pouch, which is amazing. And I love it. So what I have in here now, just so you can see, these are what I have in here: the Law rune, Nature rune, Dust rune, Fire rune. And this allows me to have a lot of my teleports available, while also having the ability to high elk things. By having Chaos in here as well, it's letting me have access to the Crumble undead spell, which is really necessary for Vorkath. The other thing you'll want to do before we go is set up your quick prayers. And the quick prayers for Vorkath I recommend are Protect from Missiles, Preserve when you're using a range pot. Vigor is going to be our best option, but if you don't have that, Eagle Eye is your next best option. That's again another huge upgrade that's going to speed up your kill times. Expensive, but worth it. And if you're Iron Man, you'll have to grind for it, unfortunately. The next things that you'll need in your inventory is you'll want to have an anti-venom. Some people, for this reason, run the Serpentine Helm instead. That's a little bit costly right now. Again, all these prices are changing with Raids 3. So I always bring an anti-fire, an anti-venom, and I usually bring 3 prayer potions. If you're new, I recommend bringing manta rays and Karen bombs. I've been usually taking sharks and Karen bombs because I don't need quite all of the health, usually, if I can avoid all the damage. So let me grab what you would be grabbing here, and we'll take a trip over to Vorkath. Gear up. I also take a range potion. This is going to speed up the kills a lot if you're lower level. Again, you might still get 1 kill trips that might be 5-6 minutes long initially. Don't despair. The extra time is practice. That way you're going to really get the hang of things. So there's a few ways to get here. If you've done any of the diaries and you have the Fremenic boots, you can use those to teleport to Fremenic. You can pay to move your house portal here. I personally don't recommend it if you're not Iron using House Party, because everybody else's is back down here in Remington. So if you switch a house portal and you want to like use someone else's house, it's really not going to be helpful. There's also a fairy ring here if you're using the Drainer staff. And then on top of that, you can also build a house portal that's going to take you, and I'll show you where that goes right now. Hang on, I'll go to my house. So that's why I have all of my teleport spells available in my rune pots. So I have a Lunar Isle portal. Altar is really helpful to have to recharge your prayer as you run through here. Lunar Isle without your Seal of Passage will kick you right off back to Fremenic Isles. So this is what a lot of people that are farming Vorkath do. You're gonna talk to this guy, he's gonna say, "Where's your seal? Get out." And he's gonna kick your butt right back over here, so you can get to Vorkath easily. Now, I would say that if you have a BGS, but you do not have a Dragon Hunter crossbow, it's helpful to spec Vorkath with your BGS initially in the fight, and if it misses, you can just go back and do it again. It can be kind of annoying, especially if you build the pool, it just regens your spec attack here. It's kind of up to you what you want to do. You do have to be careful when you do that because Vorkath can melee you. So it's going to have a variety of different attacks based on the color of the fireballs it throws at you, and we're going to go over all of those. So we talk to this guy, we take the boat to Ungale, and now we're back to our friend Vorkath here. Getting some lag. This is gonna go well. And so I'm starting out with the Ruby Dragon Bolts equipped. At around 300 HP, I'm gonna switch to Diamond Dragon Bolts. Prior to the fight, we're gonna drink our range potion, and we're gonna drink our anti-fire. Extended anti-fire is even better. One thing I like to do is we got our quick pairs already set up here. What I typically do is I will poke Vorkath, I will keep my run on to run back to these tiles, and I'll explain why these are marked shortly. So we'll give him a poke. We're going to turn our prayer on, and we're going to unactivate the run energy. We got an attack. This is just a fire attack, so as long as you got your anti-fire shield and anti-fire potion, you should take no damage. That's a range attack, which you're already protecting from. This one, you need to move 3 squares, that's why these are marked. That's the Fireball of Death. It will do a lot of damage if it hits you. So again, we have 2 more range attacks, and this is the blue undead attack. Switch to your Slayer task, click the spawn. And hope I did it in time. Back to your bow, okay? And you're going to keep attacking. So this attacks on a 7 cycle. That's a magic attack. You'll just eat that damage if you need to. And that's the poison attack. So we'll just hit our anti-venom and we're good to go. This is going relatively fast. This one turns off prayer. Turn it right back on. And then you'll want to step back. So I didn't do this correctly because I'm talking. But we're going to look at it again. Hopefully if we get another phase. And if we don't, I will run another one. We'll talk through what this is shortly here. Didn't even get a chance to talk about it. I'm already going. Alright, prayer back on. Attack. This is the one where you step away about 3 squares. And that's why, actually it's 4. That's why I mark it, so I know. And these are marked for a different reason. So we have range attack, we're good. Oh, and at under 300 HP we'll want to switch to diamond, which I didn't do. That's a magic attack. Just eat it, and we have this one again. Grab your Slayer staff. Immediately click the spawn. Oh, and I forgot to say one other thing, so we'll go back to it after this kill is over. Magic attack, we just eat the damage. Prayer attack, turn prayer back on. Poison attack, we're already set with our potion. Fireball, move. Magic attack. And it's dead. Now here's what I didn't go over on the acid phase. Oh, look at that, we didn't use hardly any food. So that's what I'm saying. Once you have higher levels and you have better gear, you're going to take less and less damage. It usually drops to about 6 items. So if you have stuff left over, supplies left over, and if you don't, that's certainly okay. Just grab these things, drop your food, and go again for another kill. Alright, so Vorkath attacks on like a 7 cycle attack cycle. So on the 7th attack, it's either going to be that blue spawn attack or the acid phase, and that's what we're going to talk through again next. So we're going to switch back to our ruby bolts. We're going to check we're still good on these potions. We have them ready if we need to click them again. And I'm going to turn my run energy back on until I get here, turn it off. So poke, prayer, poke, run, prayer, run off. We're going again. So we're going to count with you now. 1, magic attack, don't worry. 2, walk away. 3, range attack, we're good. 4, range attack. 5, range attack. 6, regular fire attack. And 7, we're going to step back. So on the spawn like this, the blue one, we know to switch to our Slayer task. Staff, not our Slayer task. Back to the bow, and we're attacking again. Now 1, 2, turn prayer on. 3, 4, Poison, we're good. 5. Poison. 6. Eat the damage on magic. And 7. Step back. And the step back is for this reason. If you step back as it arches its head, these tiles that are marked between here will never have acid spawn on them, which is really, really helpful. So you just want to keep clicking back and forth, and you want to make sure you click the square over here before it reaches the end. Once the fire attack stops, you can put your prayer back on and start attacking. If you're new, I recommend just leaving your prayer on through the whole thing, and then you will be able to not have to worry about that, just focus on the walk back and forth. If you're experiencing any sort of lag, that can cause a problem. We're going to switch our bolts now that we're under 300 HP. And now we're back to that 7th attack where it's the spawn. So it always alternates. Spawn, acid, spawn, acid. And so you know what to expect. We know the next one's going to be acid if we make it to 7 more attack cycles. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, poisoned, 6, and 7. On 7, you step diagonally back and then immediately click a tile to start walking. So go diagonally back, click to walk, and then turn off your prayer, or leave it on if you're still learning. That's an advanced technique to conserve prayer potions, so that way you can be here as long as you like, as long as your supplies allow you to. I was also thinking just now, how cool would it be if we got the pet while we were doing this video? But it probably won't happen. Never know though. Anything could happen. I love that attack when he does the prayer off right at the end, because usually it just turns it right off for you. So that's Vorkath in a nutshell. If you can count to 7, you can do Vorkath. And I'd say that this is one of the initial huge money makers. Seracnus being another one that isn't too terrible. That will help you improve your cash stack so you can get better gear. I'm going to do a few more kills here. We're going to talk through it because I might include this in the video later. But we'll see. Prayer on, run off, and attack. Range attack, good. Oh, our anti-fire is off, so click your anti-fire again. 2, 3, eat the damage. 4, eat the damage. 5, 6, and 7. Spawn attack. I need to switch back to my ruby bolts, I just noticed. That's good to do at the beginning. I just didn't do that. Back to your bow, and slap the dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now I know acid attack is coming. 7. And then we just go back and forth. So before we reach the end, we want to click here, because if we don't click here and I stop, we are going to eat all of this attack here, and it will kill you. It's killed me several times, and it's 100k gold to get your stuff back, which is pretty shitty when you're new. That's a lot of money to a new player. I'm going to pick up some of my items here. Turn the prayer off attack. Right about here, add one more, and then I'll switch my bolts. Under around 300 is what we're looking at. Eat the damage. Spawn attack, Slayer Staff. And zombified spawn is toasted. Bring out the crossbow again. Fireball move. Range attack. Prayer off attack. Prayer on. Prayer off, prayer on. Range attack. Magic attack, we're gonna eat it. Magic. And acid. I wasn't counting because I was thinking about what to say here, but you can still panic quickly. I ate a little bit of acid damage. But basically you want to step back on that 7th attack. And if you're just focusing and counting, you'll never miss it. If you're talking to somebody while you're streaming, or your partner comes in the room and goes, "Hey, what's going on?" You might miss it until you've done it a lot. Alright, we can go for one more, so I'm going to. Why not? We'll see what we can get here. We're just gonna leave a bunch of food donations here to Vorkath. Probably hungry from being alive for this long. I mean, imagine you You're sleeping, somebody wakes you up, they kill you, it just repeats. That's gotta suck. Alright, magic attack. Fire attack. Range attack. And you can tell from how it looks. I do better visually than by sounds, and I almost never play with sounds on. But I did for purpose of this video so you could hear what it sounds like. Acid attack, step back, and then if you want to be daring, you can turn off your prayer. You do not have to do that. Yeah, so when you die, obviously you're hardcore, don't die. But if you're a normal person, 100k is what you have to pay back from that guy in the dock to get your stuff back. It's the walk of shame, as I like to call it. 2. So now we know, since it was acid attack first, it's gonna be the blue spawn for the next 7th one. Alright, walk to that one. Hopefully I didn't miss it. I don't do well when I'm playing the game and talking sometimes. That's just how I operate. There's the spawn attack. Ta-da! Get him. That guy will kill you too. That guy and the fireball and the acid phase are what kill most people. Just see what it is and react accordingly. You'll get the hang of it. So now we got the acid attack coming up on the next 7th attack. Like that. Step diagonally back and click over. You're good to go. So basically these tiles tell me where acid is not going to be. These tiles remind me to step at least 3 squares away from where I'm standing when the fireball hits. I mean, even from here I can look at the other ones and think 3 squares. So it's kind of my mental note. And I have to give thanks to my dear friend Cannoli41, who is the one that taught me how to do Vorkath and taught me about that acid phase kind of hack, if you will. Because a lot of people always are scrambling to look for an open area on where to stand when that attack goes off. It's the least damage I've ever taken. Well, I've done Vorkath. Like, we can do a whole nother trip here, holy shit. Alright, I don't want the Wrath Talismans. The Dragon Bones are pretty good. Screw it, let's go for one. Nah, actually we're out of prayer potions anyways. So we just donated a whole bunch of food to Vorkath. That's okay. I'm not too sad about that. So it's just like figure out what your most... This is not a problem you'll have at the beginning, I'll tell you. It's taken a while for me to get to this point. But then you're kind of choosing between like what costs the least. You know, like this range potion. Not that much. So I'm just going to donate that to the... Sacrifice it to the dragon gods here. And take some of these dragon hides back with me. And it's sad that we have that much food left behind. But I can't be that sad because we made a bunch of money. Alright, so I think we got... You always get 2 superior dragon bones. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 kills. And with the dragon hunter crossbow elite void. So I'd say 3-4 trips are common at higher levels with better gear. You probably will get 1 kill trips a lot of the time in the beginning. And that's okay, you're learning. And you might die on several of those. You might get frustrated and stop and come back to it later. That's okay too. I don't know, the way I think about this game is like you play it however you want to play it. It's a game. Let's have fun. So hopefully this helped teach you something. And I just want to sell all my stuff quickly just so you can see how much money you can make from a kill here. Once you start doing it consistently. Because I don't know if you're like me and you see a lot of people that love to run God Wars Dungeon and raids for cash. And how little the drops usually happen and how sad that is. Well, this is a consistent money maker. With, you know, as long as you can do it. As long as you can do it consistently, you will make money. And you can use it to buy more dragon bolts. So 300k and 4 kills, that's a little low to be honest. But it could be higher. Like, if we'll look over, I don't know if I can show you my loot tracker for Vorkath. I should be able to. Here we are. So this is just tracking the last 563 kills. It's averaging 135k per kill. And then most of these are the superior dragon bones, which you can save for per XP. It can drop dragon plate skirt, dragon plate legs, dragon med helm. I think it can drop 2. Don't quote me on that because I don't see any in my log here. But it can drop these dragon items for sure. Battle axe, plate legs, plate skirt. A lot of rune type items such as battle axes and longswords, which is why I bring my high alching rooms. So if you get those drops, you can just high alch it and keep going without filling up your inventory. So that's Vorkath in a nutshell. If you can count to 7, you can do Vorkath. If you like the guide, feel free to slap the like button or come hang out with me on Twitch, usually Wednesday through Friday around 7 p.m. EST or on Fridays 8 p.m. EST. I'm not sure if I'll keep doing these type of videos, but it's something new for me. So if you don't like it, I also want to know. But I just thought there's a lot of stuff already out there, but maybe this will help somebody else learn something new. Alright, love you guys, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.